significant. Born into a wealthy family in Illinois. Wow. I relate to that. Okay. I'm from Illinois. I was definitely born into a good situation. It didn't last forever like that, but I relate. She was expected to follow the standard path for well off women of her era, but she created her own. Okay, so somebody here could be from Illinois or Chicago. Okay. Jane's mother died when she was only 2. Somebody here could have experienced the death of their mother. Okay. Leaving her to be raised by her 2 sisters. So somebody here could be somebody that has 2 siblings or 2 sisters. Okay. Jane always felt out of place in high society and had no wishes to be married, start a family, or organize social functions. She knew that her calling was to be of service. So maybe that's a significant message here. Maybe somebody here is better alone. Maybe they want to be of service to people like who need help. Okay. But she wasn't yet sure of how this path would take form. This uncertainty left her depressed and purposeless through her 20s until she discovered the reformist social movement, a new group forming in London. London could be significant. The movement brought the rich and poor together through physical proximity and resource sharing, which in turn created compassion, uplifting, and a breakdown of the barriers between classes. Okay. In 1889, using her own money, Jane established Hull House in a rundown mansion in an immigrant neighborhood of Chicago. Hull House grew into a 13-building complex supported by many wealthy local families. It contained a medical center, after-school clubs, night classes for adults, a public kitchen, a gym, an art gallery, a girls' club, a bathhouse, a theater, wow, a library, meeting rooms, and apartments. It became a research hub for local issues like truancy, childbirth, food shortages. Wow, she really did a lot for people. Children's health care, prostitution, and education. These studies and related services birthed modern social work. Social work could be significant. And were adopted as the national model for social care. Wow, maybe somebody works in social services. Okay, or they would be good doing that. As an activist, social worker, sociologist, and author, so any of those could be significant as well. Somebody here could be a writer, an activist, a social worker, sociologist. Jane traveled the world. Somebody here could be a traveler as well, promoting equality for all. She championed global peace and women's suffrage, causes for which she was awarded the 1931 Nobel Peace Prize. Fuck yeah, I like this energy a lot, y'all. She's freaking awesome. Round of applause for you, Jane Addams. You're the Schmidt. You're awesome. Okay. Causes for which she was awarded this Nobel Peace Prize, making her the prize's first American female recipient. So she made history, y'all. She was the first woman to receive an honorary degree at Yale. Wow, the first. She was a lot of first. This is a goat as hell. This is a goat 3.0, y'all. She goated multiple times. This is like, she goated here, she goated there, she goated everywhere, y'all. That's so cool, right? So she was the first American female recipient. She was the first woman to receive an honorary degree at Yale and the first publicly recognized female philosopher in the U.S. Wow. She co-founded the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, and became a role model for women on how to empower themselves to change their local communities and the world at large. When she passed away in 1935, she was one of the most well-known and respected public figures in the U.S. Jane Addams forever changed how we care for each other and how the government cares for people. Bless this pioneering woman for all of her society sculpting work and inspirational leadership. I love this deck, y'all. This is awesome. I love this deck. It's really awesome. It really celebrates the most iconic women. Seriously. Okay, but it's gender fluid. Like this, all of those themes can apply to anyone. Okay, so maybe somebody here is feeling like something isn't fair, something's unequal, and like maybe somebody feels like their emotional needs aren't cared for, like their how they feel isn't considered, or their soul isn't recognized or appreciated. There's something off with the value, like somebody's not valued in the correct way. Somebody like this, if they're not valued, confirmation. If somebody like this isn't valued, there's something wrong with the person that's not valuing them, not this person. This person is a light in this world. Seriously, I would be so humbled to be with an energy like this. And most people that value souls absolutely would as well. Somebody that wouldn't, there's something wrong with them. They're narcissistic or something's off with them. Okay? So if you feel that way, don't take it personally. Oh, thank you so much for the support, love. I appreciate you. I just saw the strawberries. That's sweet. Okay, so let's see, y'all. All right, so don't personalize it. That's definitely a them problem. Okay, for real. And justice is here. This is about justice. This is about making something equal and fair. Something here maybe hasn't, this is about justice and equality. Both came out, so I feel like something hasn't been fair is what I'm getting. Okay. Let's get one on career and money, shall we, for June. Okay, and then we'll get into the tarot. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. What's the career, money, energy looking like for June? For my water signs, please. Okay. Somebody here could be part of the military. So I feel like something is sealed. Like there's some kind of contract, but it's causing a misfortune or a loss of a treasure or somebody's missing out on something here. Ugh. So something is sealed, like maybe classified, or somebody could be part of the military. And oh yeah, there's secrets here. Fleeting funds, unknown source, being guided. Somebody's being guided. Some of you might be taking odd jobs or looking for them. Somebody might do well working at night. It could be nocturnal energy. But I feel like somebody's missing out on a treasure because of some kind of contracts or business documents or money gift, a bribe, or like something like that. Somebody's staying put because of some kind of money situation and a contract, but they're literally missing out on a treasure. And it says here that somebody's being guided. Because somebody's efforts are going to pay off here. Because they're going to bloom. And they're going to get the recognition they deserve. Maybe even fame. Somebody here is a professional at something here. Okay. So I feel like this is a bad choice here, whatever this is. Because yeah, somebody's missing out on, like, they think that they like got money here. But had they have had faith, or if they had faith, they would, if they had patience and faith, and if they valued a soul contract instead of a paper one, they would be blessed with a lot of treasures. But I feel like somebody's main focus is, more 3D based. They don't value souls, they value money. So this feels like a King or Queen of Pentacles in reverse energy, y'all. But we'll see. Let's see. Shall we? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangels, Ancestors, and the Most High. I'm calling on you to channel your ancient wisdom, your guiding light, your strength, your clarity, with intentions towards our blessed North Node. Please help me bring forth the most important messages for my water elementals: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Clear, concise, and precise. I will interpret these messages from the heart and from the soul. Any negative energy interference, please return to the sender. And on behalf of the collective and myself, we love you, we thank you, we trust you, Spirit. All right, what's the situation? So somebody has a lot of material comfort. They're very abundant. They have a lot of self-control. They are either already experiencing some kind of luxury or harvest, or they're going to very, very soon. Okay. This is somebody who's going to be happy. They're creating additional income, or they're going to be blessed. Okay. Or they already are. The problem is somebody's avoiding that tower, that reality. What's the tower? Has to do with an offer somebody had or is getting or is making or made, or yeah, somebody wants out of a nightmare. So maybe somebody signed a contract or a deal, or they got a bribe or something, and it was because they needed the money, maybe, let's just say. Okay, this isn't for everybody. This is a channel message. And at the time they needed the money, but now they're realizing that if they would have stayed, maybe now somebody's doing better. Yeah, that's somebody's message. It's like at the time somebody just wanted, I'm telling you, this is a King or Queen of Pentacles in reverse energy, y'all. They got an offer and they took it, and I feel like it involved contracts or something. And what's crazy is I think they're realizing now that they literally gave up a treasure because somebody's being blessed. They're going to be doing real well, if not already. So now somebody wants out of a nightmare, but I feel like they're trapped because they signed something. Okay, maybe this has to do with a military contract or a business or a money gift, a bribe, or something like that. Okay, so deep down. Somebody should have listened to their better judgment about a family, a 10 of Cups, and put the work in. They should have been principled and honest. That's the lens somebody's looking through right now. Okay. Yeah. They should have put the work into 10 of Cups. This would have been a very prosperous, joy-filled, sincere, happy family, happy home dynamic. But it required diligence, dedication, perseverance, work, effort. Somebody could be going through a rebirth, but it's like the problem is avoiding a tower regarding some kind of offer or bribe or... What's this Page of Pentacles? This has to do with feelings, deep thinking, maybe a new business, new feelings. What's the Ace of Pentacles? Somebody wants to make a love offer, or somebody... Yeah, they want to come back, y'all. They view you as victorious or very accomplished. They went the wrong way, though. That's what I was getting to. Somebody could have made an impulsive decision. They could have treated you unequal. They could have been very, like, low effort, very indifferent towards you. Wow. Yeah, look, this was an injustice. Look. Yeah. Somebody was unfair. Somebody was very unfair. Extremely unfair. I'm telling you, this is like King of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, in the past, secrets, fears, secrets, the moon and the sun. Secrets about... What's the moon? Huh, the devil in reverse. This could be like a contract. Somebody had a secret. They were in some kind of a contract or something. What's the devil in reverse? Or some kind of dark attachment? What's the devil in reverse? something that they need to let go of, something that they did or they hid due to financial insecurity, like I had mentioned. Yeah, this is why there was a lack of initiative or something. This could be proving to like make them lose money now. What's the Devil in reverse? Four of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah. This could have been like manipulation. This could have been somebody who was juggling. Somebody could have been allocating resources and maybe not told you. They didn't tell you about this. Why? Yeah, it was some kind of long-term investment. Because they were too cowardly to tell you. Okay. Strength. Boundaries. Fighting for yourself. Being confident, being assertive, not people pleasing, and being assertive with what you want. Standing tall in the face of adversity for your peace, fighting for your peace, fighting for your stability. In the near future, there's an ending here because somebody might want to like rekindle something or restore some kind of old relationship, or they might be going through like a big change in the near future. Maybe they have been able to attain financial independence in the near future. Maybe somebody's working on accepting somebody's abundance, or okay, what's the advice? Yeah, somebody here might be like, they're gonna be very successful here. But it's interesting is that it's like, does somebody only want to come around when somebody's doing well? It's like, if you're not gonna be there when somebody goes through those dips and rises, it's like you don't belong in their energy, or somebody doesn't belong in yours. It's like when you value souls, and that's why it's important. If you only value money, then the second that things are a little difficult or trying financially, somebody's just gonna leave somebody high and dry. That's disgusting. That's a narcissist. Somebody who actually loves you or cares about you will be strong during those times and band with you together, and you'll get through those times together. But somebody made an impulsive decision because they thought they were going to be successful, and they were afraid of like the unknown and these feelings. So they either made an offer or took an offer, a different one, and now they're avoiding a tower because something was literally built on lies or ego or like money, something frivolous. Okay. That could have been why there was obstacles, or there could have been like unexpected information. It's like you didn't have any heads up. Somebody here didn't have any heads up, and it's because somebody didn't have boundaries, or as to why somebody didn't have boundaries. There were really toxic friends around this, or a toxic third party. Somebody's trapped in a very confusing, hateful, resentful, unrequited love situation with a toxic third party. That's what they invested in. That's who they made their offer with. That's who they committed to. Now they're stuck in a deadlock position. They left the Queen of Wands out in the cold. What did I say? King of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh my God. Jesus. So somebody here made an offer, took an offer from their shitty friends or a shitty third party because they're selfish and they don't value souls. and they only value money, and they're an opportunist. Yeah. So they left a Queen of Wands in the upright, the only one in the upright, who I'm assuming is this Nine of Pentacles. Put yourself where you fit, water signs. You know, the Queen of Wands is the fiery queen, but it doesn't have to mean that you're a fire sign. Okay? Somebody was doing things based on ego, and not, there wasn't any gratitude, there wasn't equality here. Somebody didn't treat somebody as their equal. Somebody could have been being bullied by somebody from the past. Could have had to do with the fact that this King of Pentacles was healing, or the fact that they're a starseed, or this could have made a King of Pentacles act very King of Cups in reverse-ish like, and very reckless. Who's this King of Pentacles? Actually, I'll ask that in a second. Okay. In the environment, external influences. Yeah. Unfulfilled promises. Horrible decisions. Poor planning. Stagnant income. Struggling to make it through something. Somebody's under judgment, y'all. Somebody wants to come out of the cold. They could be dealing with a lot of stuff, though. Okay, what's the possible outcome here? They're dealing with an Empress in the reverse, the false Empress. Somebody could have gotten married to a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, or gotten a house with this person because they didn't want to change their perspective. They were very rigid and materialistic. Yeah, they could have married this person. This is a Femme Fatale Black Widow. This was a bad plan. Now somebody's contemplating on how they literally just went straight into chaos when they were trying to protect their peace. Yeah, they worked with the dark practitioner. They made an offer, a romantic offer, to somebody completely superficial. Completely. Who's never satisfied. And very hollow and hedonistic. Yeah. When they had a blessing, vitality, and happiness. That's sad. That's so sad. That's very, very sad. Yep. And so you might be in your Queen of Swords, turning your back to any illusions, turning your back and going into peace, because you are a High Priestess in the upright. You're a Divine Feminine. You might even be a spiritual messenger. You could do something like I do, but it's like what you're looking at is this, like, instability. Like, you have your boundaries up hella because somebody affected your peace and your stability. You felt critically unsafe. Yeah. You felt like somebody was trying to trap you. And so you're finding your own happiness based on this Nine of Pentacles, Queen. You have something of value in your hand, and that makes you happy. So if somebody is happy doing this type of shit, then you're allowed to be happy doing something in the upright for your money that makes you happy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's your perspective. Somebody wants to communicate with you about your perspective. They see you as an earth angel. They want to come towards you and expand, but they feel trapped. Why? Why don't they just admit that they were a complete shithead and literally clean up their mess? Because they need to do shadow work. They're drowning in their past. They have something from childhood, a fear from childhood or something. They can't live independently, I guess. I don't know. It has to do with, like, excessive criticism towards a feminine who's very unhealed, hollow, excessively hedonistic, and abandoning, and lazy, low, lack mentality, horrible investment, confusing relationships. It's like, how do you protect your peace against all that when you could have had the world with one person and had tons of peace? And not only that, prosperity, happiness, everything. It's like, what? Why did they choose? Is it just because they got instant money? What happens when the money runs out? Do you even like the people you're around? What happens when the money runs out? You're gonna get abandoned. You can't make it up. What'd I say? You cannot make it up. That was so direct, y'all. That's hilarious. It's not actually hilarious. It's actually very sad, but you feel me? So, sorry guys, hold on, let me tell you. Literally, as soon as you don't have money, you're gonna be abandoned by this type of person. When you had somebody that not only would contribute and work with you and wouldn't leave you and abandon you when things got rough, but it's like, are you serious? Just for some instant gratification, you chose a false leader, a disingenuous. Ugh, this is somebody who abandons you. They're a gold digger. They don't do anything really. This could even be like a prostitute. Like, oh my god, for real? Yeah, that's why they're trapped. That's who they trapped themselves with. Because they wanted to fight somebody on their morals and their beliefs. They had very rigid thinking about working with somebody and about money. They're caught for not meditating or going within. And they went the wrong direction with this. Because there was a Queen of Wands here who had something of value in her hand already. And I don't know why somebody didn't see that. Like, why? Why didn't they see that? Like, hold up, y'all. Let me just go over. Okay, Scorpio could be significant. Heavy on the Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio. Cancer could be significant. Virgo. Moon in Libra. Moon in Aquarius. Virgo and Mercury, Pisces, Taurus, Jupiter in Gemini, Taurus, Libra again, Virgo Sun, Mars in Leo, Moon in Sagittarius, Scorpio Sun again, Jupiter in Capricorn, Mercury in Taurus, Jupiter in Leo, Venus in Virgo, Saturn in Pisces, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn again, Pisces again, Mars in Pisces, Aries, Scorpio again, heavy Scorpio, oh my god, heavy Taurus and Libra as well. So, what was my question again? I just blanked out, hold on. Has this person learned anything from this experience? I want to know that. What has this person learned from this experience, Spirit? Might be somebody that's watching you, monitoring, Spirit. If you notice, there's a fly here and it's not moving even which is strange, right? Very interesting. Hi, fly. Do you see this? Right here? Look at how close my finger is, y'all. Oh my god. Rah. Whoa. How weird was that? Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit? I mean, yo, you caught it on camera. I'm telling you, animals, insects, they all react weird to me, y'all. I don't know. That was crazy. That was a monitoring situation. What in the hell? Have you ever seen a fly not fly away when you're a centimeter from it and you keep moving towards it? I literally touched his snout almost, y'all. Like a millimeter away. And then he flew away. That was wild. Okay, so let's see. That was wild. All right, you saw it for yourself. Okay, so did this person learn anything from this experience? No, they haven't changed. They want a new beginning, but they haven't changed anything. And they're still greedy. And they still want to, yeah. They want to save themselves from heartbreak or healing. A King of Cups, the devil. This person has a Luciferian spirit, a hedonist spirit, like the 7 deadly sins. This is a hedonist. This is somebody that is obsessed. They are a pessimist. They're Very greedy, very controlling, oppressive, dominating, abusive even, or they have a lot of addictions, or any of those could fit, or even all of them, okay? Some of you could be dealing with somebody with Libra, Capricorn, or Scorpio in their chart. Aries, Libra, Scorpio again, a lot of Scorpio, Mars, Scorpio, Sagittarius. I mean, it's everywhere, Scorpio. So, no, this person has not changed. They don't want to change. They don't want something to be over, but this is an injustice. It's not fair. It's not equal. So you need to stay out of my collective's energy. Stay where you went. You know what I mean? Yeah. Devil in the upright is no joke. That's extremely abusive energy. Yeah. Somebody failed to negotiate. They have excessive pride. So somebody has extreme ego pride issues to the point where it's like scary. And they're delusional about what happiness means. They're delusional about what happiness means. They have no idea what happiness is. Yeah. Happiness is healing. Once you're healed, then you can see and feel what happiness is. If you only know happiness while you're in a survival mode, which is the lens of the ego, that's a survivor mode. That shouldn't be the default lens. So if you heal that, okay, and then you experience happiness, then get back to me on what happiness is, because you wouldn't know, or they wouldn't know. Somebody in your energy. Put it where it fits. Do you know what I mean? So this person doesn't know anything about happiness because they've never been healed. They don't know. And so if somebody here though is a temperance, an earth angel, they've been through both sides, so they do know. They've walked through the light and the dark multiple times. So they know the difference of happiness being in a low vibration versus being happy in a high one. So somebody wants to make an offer to an earth angel, but no, they're not going to accept it. Not unless you're willing to do the work to heal. Maybe not even then. Who knows? I don't know what's happened here, but something was very toxic and abusive. Lack mentality. An emperor, you can't be. This is not a real emperor. This is not a real emperor. You cannot be in a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse energy and be a real emperor. You have a skewed vision on what an emperor is, whoever you are. You're not listening to your better judgment. An emperor is somebody that can take accountability, make hard decisions, and include people, be a guiding light in a tribal unit. Father energy, which is protective energy, honest, assertive, can lead in a healthy way, consider others when they make their choices to lead. They don't do the least. Yeah, somebody views this offer as a means to an end. I think somebody wants other offers, and they probably should. Yeah, look, they're doing well on their own. Somebody walked away from a 9 of Pentacles. All they needed was one more pentacle, and it would have been a 10. What the frick is wrong with somebody? Just because they didn't want to work with somebody or communicate. They didn't want to work on communication. They didn't want to work on taking the right actions. They were impulsive and insecure and ruthless, chaotic. So yeah, what should the collective do, please? That's my last question. Lars Brian, are you still here, love? Because I'm about to be done with this read. If not, I'll message you. See if you still want to read, love. Okay, so let's see. Did what should the collective do about this energy, spirit? Or what should they know, or what should they do, please? Okay. Queen of Wands, there you are again. You need to look big, think bigger. That's what it's saying. Yeah, trust your better judgment. This is a false emperor. What did I just say, y'all? On point, y'all. What the frick? Can't it be anymore? Y'all. Dude. No. This is not a real emperor. You need to trust your better judgment, and you need to expand, think bigger, because you're a whole ass Queen of Wands, and you are a treasure, and you're going to be abundantly blessed. Okay? Absolutely. And they're going to just have to watch. They are, because they didn't want to change their dictatorial ways. They're a dictator. They're immature and rotten in a lot of ways, unfortunately, and it has to probably do with their own father. You know, if this is about a masculine, how their father was says a lot about how they will be, unfortunately, or how they're going to deal with it. Yeah, they're very, you're dealing with the King of Cups. Okay, so this could be you, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, possibly. You know, you could be the dictator energy. I mean, just be open to these messages. You know, I don't judge. I'm just here to give these messages and hope that everybody can be open to receiving them and ascending. But this is not a good energy. This is very abusive and horrifying. So if this is you, and there's no surprise as to why there's not a sun in the upright, no surprise here that you're unhappy. It has to do maybe with your father, who wanted to put an end to somebody's unique perspective. Gross. That's a dictator. That's like Hitler. I mean, not at that extreme, but I'm saying, like, somebody who is inflexible to other people's perspectives is like a Hitler mentality. Like, you can't be like that. This is 2025. You know what I mean? And you should really dig into why somebody thinks that way and see the results for yourself. Because I see a lot of chaos here and a lot of unbalanced energies and betrayal and over a perspective. What? That's sick. And unhappiness and depression. Very little joy here. Yeah. So, I'm sorry if somebody has a dirtbag daddy. Okay, please don't be your father if that's the case. Please ascend and be better than this. Especially to a Queen of Wands. Oh my God, a starseed Queen of Wands. This person is meant to be seen and they're meant to shine, but not to be famous. They might end up being famous because of their celestial light, but this is a healer. This is a protector. This is somebody that restores the light where it's gone dark and moldy and gross. You know what I mean? This is somebody that protects souls. And this is somebody who has big plans. Wow, they're an empath. They're an empath and a healer. A true empath, like a real one. Yeah. Listen to your better judgment about this Emperor in the reverse. Please don't forget this energy. Ooh, this hits. This is so relatable. Help. Okay, so... Oh my God. My ex is Scorpio, and this is so, like, ooh, so accurate. Like, but anyway, what's the main, to end this read, what is the main thing that Spirit wants you to know? Liberate yourself from this unrestrained living. Okay, so this could be a cult or a convene or, like, situation. Something that's, like, dark. Yeah. Somebody should liberate themselves from this. They'd have such a happier life. May 29th could be significant. May in general could be significant. Life path 11 or 2. Somebody could be born in 1992, 1995. 295, 592, 529, 259, 925, 952 could be significant as well. Yeah. Somebody's under judgment and somebody needs to listen to their better judgment. They need to go in a new direction. Yeah. Okay, so that completes your reading, my water signs. Okay.